What's up, guys? Sub-Zerek here, back for another VOD review. Today, doing a game from America's Regionals. This is what determines everybody going to Worlds. We actually do have basically our final, pretty much final slate of all the players from America's APAC and EMEA going to Worlds. A lot of people actually in this lobby are going to be Worlds. Dewa, Marcel, Shaco here. Sadly, Weijian Iverson not going to be going to Worlds. Didn't have a great regionals performance. And the player that we're watching, Kiyoon here, he's not going to be at the World Championships, actually, but I'm reviewing this VOD. You know, usually I would say who won the entire tournament and go review them. But Kiyoon played a really cool game. He played a comp that I have not covered at all on my channel yet this entire set. So if you're watching my channel and you only know about comps from my channel, you might not have ever even seen this comp. And honestly, I hadn't seen much at all of this comp until I watched this game. And I was like, wow, I was kind of blown away. So first, Augment here, we see Teachers Council, yeah, prize fighter. I mean, we have an okay opener, but not amazing. But Kiyoon here is looking really hard at his third option here, Double Trouble. And he sees somebody take Mundo Augment, and we grab the Double Trouble. We are going to power up Gnar here, grab Solar Breath, which is just an okay early power up. Also, 0 Double Trouble value on this unit, on this board so far, but that's not the end of the world. We can just chill a bit this stage. But it's a Double Trouble grab to start the game off here. And so, you know, prior to this, you know, Double Trouble comp kind of coming into, and oh, we're actually in a team player out right now, so maybe I should pause here and yap for a second. You know, the previous version of Double Trouble that I think a lot of people were playing towards was the Jin Mundo Double Trouble setup. But this is not what Kiyoon wants to go for. Actually, this game, there's somebody in this lobby who's playing Mundo Hero Augment, so it's impossible for us to make it to Mundo 3. So he is going to play for this kind of comp. He doesn't actually finish team playing out everything, but it is a Malzahar Double Trouble comp that also plays around Rammus as the front line. The idea being, you know, Rammus being one of these threat style units, doesn't need to have a bunch of traits in. Obviously, whenever you're playing around Double Trouble, you kind of want to find a core of units usually that don't mind only having, like, you know, 2 trait in for them. This kind of combination, you can get a really nice core with just 5 units in, right, of great traits in. You know, you get the Protector in for Nico and K'Sante. The big thing is you're getting Wraith and Prodigy in for Malzahar. You're even getting Star Guardian in, which is, you know, not bad onto the Nico. And then Rammus, like we talked about, doesn't have any traits, so you don't need to worry about him. So boom, there is basically the entire board, and that's what we are going to play for this game. We can start off here with, you know, this pretty decent setup here. We picked up the second Aatrox, which is nice. I mean, best case scenario, we start with Gnar, like another Gnar as well. Playing 2 Gnars is really nice. I mean, ideal, we would have hit like Shadow Clone here and then just get the 2 Gnars on the board. That does work for Double Trouble, in case you're wondering about it. So yeah, I mean, it's something that we would definitely like to have picked up, though. I mean, Solar Breath is solid enough early game. We also have to not slam anything early because this is going to be an AP carry comp, so we don't want to slam anything like an Even Shroud, and we don't really want to burn our tier here because it's probably going to lead towards some kind of mana item or AP item. As far as like power-ups go on these units, Malzahar, I don't know if you guys saw a daisy tail there. You probably did. But, you know, Malzahar, Noxious Trap is still in the game. I wonder, it'd probably be a pretty big change if they completely removed it for World. So we're probably going to have this power-up for the rest of the set, which is kind of crazy because this is such an insane power-up. Even though according to Riot, it's not like a stats outlier. Also, whose board is this, by the way? Who are we fighting here? It's whoever has the Scuttle thing. Bobster here. Hyrold and Ashe early. It's a 2/5 Ashe. This guy, I mean, we talked about the Ashe comp a few videos ago. That comp, I mean, if you get an early Ashe and you can get that, you know, 5 Crystal Gambit on board early, you just end up in a disgusting spot. Kiyoon's also gonna make a pretty interesting call here, speaking of Crystal Gambit, and say we're gonna play Crystal Gambit for it now. We don't really mind you know, losing some fights. We're already on a 3-loss streak, so we might as well just play into it here. We can 6 loss here and then spike really hard 4-1 with Crystal Gambit and get pretty good cash outs out of it. You know, Crystal Gambit really, ooh, kitty, don't do that. Don't be crazy. Don't try to step on my computer there. I put my computer wire under my computer, my laptop, so that she wouldn't step and bite the wire because she loves to bite stuff. And then she just steps on the computer and scares herself because it's unbalanced. This cat, man. This cat. Maybe we'll get a a cameo from her if she jumps up back there. We'll see. Itemization wise here, I mean, you got a lot of like okay stuff. Nothing I feel like really worth writing home about. Like he's hovering random. I mean, it's like if you wanted to be flexible here, there's some cool stuff that you could do, but I don't think Kiyoon wants to be flexible here. I think he wants to play towards exactly this line, and that's kind of the issue is like, what do you want to do with, I mean, you can make like a JG Nashers and then just be done with it itemization-wise. Like you have 2 slams in that case, which I think you could live with. And then D-Claw, I mean, these days, there's not that much AP, so probably not, but we'll see. Probably not just bronze for life with only 4 traits in. 1 buff, 2 buff. I mean, you don't really need the heal cut because once again, you're going to be doing Noxious Trap. Giant and Mighty sounds pretty solid. Just get extra everything onto your board. I mean, I wouldn't mind Buried Treasures. The problem is like it's, ooh, and he looks for it and then looks at Pandora's items here. Pandora's items 3 and is just going to make the slam here. I mean, low-key, I would just triple slam here and boom, 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 and you're done, right? Yeah. Like, I think you just have to take this. I mean, it should be fine. Ooh, he's going to make the JG Nashers and then roll the Radiant Strikers. He's like, this is not good enough to take, even though, I mean, we're going to be proccing it pretty frequently. Wow. I'm quite surprised that he's going to opt to roll this Radiant Strikers. But, I mean, his thought process must be, I want to dig for, like, huge tank items onto Rammus. Oh wait, he's actually yapping here. I want to hear what he says about this actually, because I'm down. Oh, he's just yapping about people with really good Ashe spots. I mean, fair enough. It is an insane comp. We'll also see here if he wants to. Yep, he is going to go for the double down, of course, here, and then just be double down the rest of this stage here. The kitty cat. I hope she's not. No, we're still recording, so that's pretty good. I think that's a win if you can ever get one. But yeah, he's going to opt to keep rolling. Looking at maybe Radiant Gargoyle for Ram. I mean, that sounds fine as well. Man, he's really digging deep here. I mean, I'm down to pull up he is also probably pulling up like an Explorer and throwing Rammus, Malz into Planner and then looking at Radiant items. Though I think, yeah, I mean, it's not a high sample size if you do that. He's going to pick up the K-Sante off Carousel here. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can just throw 1 Rammus and 1 Ral into the Explorer, but you still very, very low samples. Says Radiant Blue is good, Radiant Deathcap is good, Radiant GS is good. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't even have a lot of the Rammus items on there, but once again, this is like super low sample. And I mean, speaking of Radiant Blue, by the way, we do manage to find it here. All right, so we picked that up. And so we are going to have a very high mana gen. Malzahar here is going to be casting a lot here. Mage no longer available on Malzahar these days as well. So, I mean, it's one less thing to look for, I guess, to try to find your Noxious. So kind of nice. But yeah, 1 more loss to go here. Has to make sure that he loses this fight so that we are getting our biggest cash out possible. It'd feel really, really bad if we win this. And I mean, from an HP perspective, it's not bad. 30 HP here after losing this fight, very likely about that. Is pretty decent. Yeah, he's going to even just go for the full open here to ensure that we lose this fight. I mean, you cannot win. If you win this fight, you're losing probably multiple placements here. So he'd much rather take a 6-0 here, drop down to 29 HP, and get his cash out here than accidentally win. And what's our number cash out wise? Ooh, close fight over there. 201. Don't quite get to the 210, which is a little bit sad here. So, I mean, 2 component cash outs, not even bad, honestly. Can allow us to, get to everything here. And he's also ready. He's rolling on 7 here to start swapping the entire board, and he's got basically everything done. He makes Spirit Visage, great tank item on to Rammus here. Going to continue roll here, and yeah, he's gonna greed a lot of these swords, look for better stuff. We have the Chain Vest here. That's Rammus 2, so that's 4 Rammuses. We really would like to find a Malzahar 2 and then 1 more Malz to get the double trouble value. Another Cinder is not really what we want. We want 1 more Malz ideally here. I mean, double Cassante is not bad either. Oh, and we get the Malz last time. We don't get it in, but we do get double Cassante in, which is pretty good here. Bramble goes down here. Gonna build Warmogs as well. Gonna look for Noxious Trap. Finds it. Gonna look for Resistant. I mean, pretty solid onto the Rammus. One that I saw the other day that I thought was really insane on Rammus was Best's Boy, actually, the one where it feeds. For Rammus, it feeds HP every 5 seconds, which is kind of crazy because it just keeps essentially like healing him up. He becomes kind of a monster. I don't really want more items here. I'd love just regular combat. I guess you could take like a Crown's Will if you have to. The stats aren't that bad. Oh, cloning facility? Oh, baby. This means we can clone the Cassante here. And we're going to put all of these items on Rammus. Yeah, Bramble, Warmog, Spirit Visage. I mean, this might Oh, the kitty, I think, stepped on my spacebar here. This might be Bis on Rammus, honestly. Gives him some armor for him to scale off of, and then just gives him a lot of tank stats on top of that, especially, like I said, in this meta where there's a lot of AD in the meta right now. You know, you have people playing around Samira, Volibear, you have people playing around Ashe, you have people playing around like Twisted Fate, who's like mixed damage, but a lot of AD. There's just so much AD that exists out here, and so the Bramble Vest, I think, is fantastic here for Kiyoon, and so his spot is looking amazing. We made it to the board, and we even have the cloning facility so that we can actually dupe the Cassante as well. You know, normally you wouldn't really be able to dupe him until stage 5, or well, until you push level 8, essentially. But instead we can dupe him now, and then I guess our level 8 is going to be a second Nico. There's not really much else to get on this board. You can add more prodigies, so throw a random like Seraphine onto the board, something like that seems decent enough. You can add more Star Guardian, but I don't think you really care enough about your Star Guardian units. Ooh, this is a close fight that we ended up actually losing. Heavyweight onto the hero augment Dr. Mundo there is pretty horrifying. All right, we do see, and okay, so he was actually stuck between grabbing Cassante here and having another like a Cassante 2 here, which would be huge, or grabbing the Seraphine. Now, the only thing with the Seraphine is, who do you cut here, actually, to play Seraphine? This is kind of, yeah, I mean, you can cut the Cinder for now, but you can't get 3 in, right? There's no other unit that you really want to cut here. 1 off Rammus, 3, big hit here for us. The only slightly weird thing now at this point is we're pretty far off our Malzes in this spot here. Oh my goodness, kitty. Okay, just making sure that that you're not muting my mic here. We can get a kitty cam, though this is a very awkward spot. She has climbed into my arms. I have a decent feeling that she's going to run away very soon, but for now she's chilling here on top of me. But yeah, only 3 Malzes at this point. Well, 4, I guess. We have a 4th one on the board here. Almost makes me think that we're gonna, yep, you're tired of this, you're over it, fair enough. Almost makes me think that we're not gonna go for Malz 3 in this spot, and we're just gonna push level. I mean, we'll see. We sold off the Syndra, so we don't even have that to throw in now. But I mean, a great fight when you can see the power of this board, right? The double Malzes. I mean, the big thing, okay, with 5th Malz, you can probably continue to roll, though. You also have the ability to push 8 here. These are the interesting spots with reroll, right? Where you have to weigh in this spot. If someone's like, if someone you know, asks, you know, like, what do you do in this spot? Do you push lever? Do you roll? I mean, the way to figure out this calculation, ooh, triple anvil is like not that amazing for us. A bunch of gold though. The way to think about this, and now we're 7 Malzes, so we're certainly going to continue rolling here. That's 8 Malz. I mean, I think, yeah, you just send it, and we do hit huge find the Malz, and we get, of course, the extra Malz too here. Well, what you want to ask yourself in a spot like this, and we're just going to look for TGs, just some kind of good items to put on the rest of our board here. Vow onto Rammus. Kind of surprised we have nothing. I mean, Seraphine's certainly worse than the second Malz too, so I guess it makes sense. And the Malz Poison, I think, is just going to clear that off. What you got to think about is essentially like, what is the value of pushing level here? Because pushing level, you do have like 2 options here. You can roll in 7, which gives you like, you know, 90+% odds of finding Malz 3, or you can push 8. And so the question is like, how much does your board spike pushing 8 here? And I mean, you get a 3rd prodigy in, it's something. It's not terrible, but there are other comps where, you know, if you push level 8, they're sometimes often reroll comps where if you push level 8, you get an important trait in. I'm trying to think of what like a really good example of one of those comps is, where like you get an insane extra like in if you push a level. One's not immediately coming to mind, but you know, like it happens sometimes where just the way that traits work, you know, the way that the breakpoints work, leveling up allows you to get in some kind of like insane spike. In this comp, not so much, right? It would just be, like I said, probably another prodigy if you really want to, another Nico, but I hope not. I hope that's not what we would be playing here. So that's kind of how it works in this spot. And so Kiyoon, to kind of like put that into practice, Kiyoon said, what's my level 8 here? It's nothing really important. It is you know, another prodigy, which is fine, but it's whatever. But hitting Malzahar 3 is obviously the biggest priority in a spot like this. So we're going to much higher prio on hitting the Malzahar here. It's interesting as well. You know, I thought this was kind of surprising, but I mean, the more that I look at it, the more I think it makes sense. He's really prioing just getting to a last few tank items on our units here. Yeah, I mean, Rise, not a bad in. You just get the extra mana gen. It's like, it's kind of whatever. We do pick up another Nico, so that is what we're going to do. And yeah, look, he even moves the TG to frontline. So the way that our items are distributed, we have 3 completed items on backline, and we have, what is this? 6, 7, 8, 9 completed items on frontline, and then like that's counting TG as 2, you know, just as 1 item. But if you count TG as like 2, then it's like, it's 10. Usually in TFT, you want to balance out your frontline and your backline, like how many components that you're kind of spending on each. Not so much in this spot because of the way that Malzahar works and because of the way that that Noxious Trap works. I mean, if you just have enough time, this Malzahar is eventually going to burn the entire board to the ground. And so it makes sense to say, who really cares about damage? Just let Malz cast a bunch, let him spread his Noxious Trap on everybody, and you will be totally fine. And the Rammus also does okay damage. Actually, yeah, can we see the damage chart here? Because I imagine he's doing like a little, yeah, a little bit of damage. Him and the Keisante actually doing okay damage. We do pick up Syndra here. Oh, okay, so I was going to say, it would be my opinion that Syndra is actually stronger than the second Nico here, but Kiyoon does not agree. He sees no value in getting in 3 Prodigy and another Star Guardian effect on this board. It's actually really surprising to me because I don't think, I mean, we're not far off Nico 3 here with the TG, which would be really big, but it's, we don't have it yet is the thing. Last tank item ideally for Rammus here, I guess just another Gargoyle, sure. And we also opt to make this swap over, right? The double Bramble onto the Rammus here. Just once again, I mean, we rotate into this TF board, which honestly, this is probably the most AP heavy board of the patch, like the most AP heavy strong board that exists out there because you have the Seraphine damage, because TF is mixed damage. Still the Rammus insanely taking with this Bramble, so we kill off me first or 8th. And then we just have Michael left, who also 84, was that his first loss? How? It must have been, right? Yeah, that must have been his first loss this game because he's 84 HP. I was yapping too hard about this board. I didn't even realize that Michael was kind of put on a masterclass. By the way, as far as Worlds reps go, I am really positive on a lot of the people that we're sending. It is a little scary to me, Worlds reps wise, that we're not sending, spoiler alert, if you guys haven't watched, you know, the tournament, but I mean, you're watching a VOD review of the tournament, so why? Okay, close your ears for 10 seconds if you are afraid of knowing who our Worlds reps are or who aren't. We're not sending Weijin. We're not sending Dish Soap. We're not sending Setsuko. We're not sending K3 Soju, baby. I mean, we're sending a lot of fantastic players. I mean, NA has a pretty deep pool of good players, I would say, and it's getting even deeper, which is a great thing to have happen in general. But it's a little scary to me that it's like some of these players who are more kind of like, I mean, like lesser known names. We're sending 3 Brazilian players, which is kind of crazy. I mean, oftentimes the BR players kind of carry at events. They really punch above what people would consider their weight class. So I mean, I'm excited to see it. And yeah, Kiyoon here opted to just play the double Seraphine on the setup. That is a Seraphine Tua. If we can pick it up off the carousel, though, I assume Michael is gonna. No, yeah, he did. So we ended up just grabbing the blue buff here for Seraphine. We do find Braum here, which he's just holding to deny, I think, which is kind of funny. Yeah, okay, so he likes this better. It's interesting. And the stats from Double Trouble are pretty good. Huh. I don't know. I'm surprised because like getting another Syndra does buff the Malz as well. Yeah, I mean I mean, yeah, I can't I won't say that that Kiyoon is wrong here. I mean, Prodigy, I mean, the big thing is you really get a very small jump in mana regen for the Prodigies themselves. You go from 3 mana gen to 4 mana gen. So that's the idea from Kiyoon, is that who really cares about going from 3 to 4 here? Like he doesn't care at all. And so he'd much rather just get more Double Trouble stuff. And okay, that makes sense, honestly. All right, this is, I mean, capped board versus capped board. Michael is almost like a fast, like he hit the Mundo and now he has just kind of like almost a fast 9 version of this board. Plus, you know, the Mundo. He's got the Braum 2. He's got the Lee Sin 2. He's playing around that with the heavyweight Mundo, by the way. What a cool board out of Michael, honestly. His board is quite scary, though. So far, our Rammus and the rest of our board has been able to put up an insane tankiness against this board. That's not correct English, but you guys know what I mean. TG gonna be moved over so that we can move these items over. Wow, nice stuff from from Kiyoon here to say Seraphine, the way that she works is she can use basically any kind of items. So who really cares about having the blue buff onto her when we could just have the TG on her? And the TG is 2 items as well. We can move, you know, real items over to the Malzahar here. This makes a lot of sense. We can roll down here, hopefully find another Seraphine to get that double trouble value. We can also still find Nico 3 on this board. I mean, that's another, yeah, I mean, we're not going to hit Cassante 3 very likely with this amount of gold here. So we're just going to send it to 0 here. Do not find another Seraphine, so we are going to play the Rise here. Good on Kiyoon, by the way, to hold on to the Rise here just as an extra random in, because, you know, you could certainly get punished and miss there. Ooh, also this positioning, a little scary for us. We're winning a lot of these fights, but Braum got to walk the backline here. Can the poison get us there? The poison pretty good. We lose the fight. Oh my God, 1 HP. We do hit Nico 3 here though. We can move the TG if we want to. The problem is these TG items don't work on Nico. They don't do anything, but he can move the Rammus items over. Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. All right. And we need to make sure we do not get wrapped like that. He's actually, wow, this looks great. Yeah, move all of this stuff over to this side so that you have the Rammus and the Nico straight in front of the Malzahar. Even if the Braum starts wrapping this way, he is going to have to walk up to frontline there. It looks like he does go to frontline. Mal's still living here. This looks pretty good. The Rammus living as well. Michael, 23 HP, stage 7. He is still going to live, right? Yep. He also has the Braum as well, which stacked up some HP last fight. So... yeah, we are going to continue to roll down. He also opts to, he opts to play the Kobuko over it. I know some people are of the opinion that if you look at just kind of the way that mana regen falls on Malzahar, you're only really getting a bonus in terms of auto attacks by like the 3rd cast from getting Rise in. So this must be his idea, is that Rise is actually not that great of a unit to play. Though this fight looks pretty good. I think we wrapped it up, and it's an easy dub for Kiyoon. Well, a little stressful at one point there, but a really cool game showing off this this really, really cool Double Trouble Rammus Malzahar. Even Nico we got to at the end comp. So hope you enjoyed this video. Oh yeah, by the way, sorry for not posting yesterday. It was my girlfriend's birthday, so happy birthday to her. So I was basically busy the whole day doing stuff with her. So did not get a chance to get a video out, which honestly, the moral of the story is I should probably record more videos in advance, but who's got time for that? All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Bye-bye.